What's up, my guys? We are back. This is the Juice Box. Happy St. Patrick's Day weekend, everybody. I hope you're all feeling extra Irish this weekend because I know I am. Big Czar, what's up?
Yeah, it's very Irish, very Irish. I am Irish, for those that didn't know or couldn't guess. How would you ever guess?
I don't know. Maybe it's the glasses?
Yeah, it's the glasses.
Shout out all my slutty leprechauns out there. Let's just fucking get all leprechaun-y this weekend, you know?
It's kind of crazy that it's already mid-March.
I'm
loving it.
It's great that we're here, but it's actually insanely just petrifying anymore how fast things move, man. I know it's like something we beat with the dead horse, but it's like it's crazy to think that tomorrow's March 17th.
Yeah. And you want to know something else crazy? Why is it all the nice, warm, sunny weather is during the week, and then the weekend rolls around, and it's supposed to be cloudy and rainy? Tell me that. Why are they messing with us like that?
It gets old.
Why
But did you guys see?
You good?
Yeah, no, the bug. I had a bug. Did you guys see that they're getting rid of daylight savings?
I did see that.
It actually is happening, which it's funny. I was reading tweets, and some lady was like, well, I just hope you know what you guys are doing is now all these kids are going to have to stand in the dark during the wintertime when it's cold waiting on the school bus. It's like, all right, dude, just fucking wait with your kid then.
Yeah. I mean,
It's dark out in the morning right now still.
But it's not cold. It's not cold. They're going to have to wait outside in the cold in the snow.
Oh,
But it's
Jesus
dark.
It's not dark,
Christ.
and it's the combination of the two.
yeah,
It
it's
really
not.
pisses
Yeah,
that lady
yeah,
off.
it can only be one. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. Is it going to be that much different? I feel like I'm not even going to
No, it
notice.
doesn't matter. But we did say hell with the farmers.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Fuck.
mean it's not like life itself will be much different. We'll get used to it very
this
fast.
is good for the farmers.
This is- Oh, is it?
Is
Yeah,
it?
it's keeping the extended day longer, right? That's what the point was, so that they could work longer.
I believe so. But didn't they change it for the agriculture industry? I don't know. I'm stupid.
It's no, you're right. It has something to do with like the Farmer's
is.
Almanac
It
or
is.
something crazy.
I thought that daylight savings time,
Was
or
them
maybe it was that so that once it hit the winter time that they could keep working. I don't know.
Here,
I don't know it.
I have a thought for you guys. Okay, so normally we keep at
Who
lea-
farms anymore? I'm sorry to interrupt.
middle, the old Cornhuskers out in Nebraska. Why is it all right? Because I typically keep my house like the same temperature all year round, like for the most part. You know what I mean? Why is it harder to wake up when it's cold outside? Like your house isn't colder, but like what is that? Is that a mental thing or is that like a real thing? Because now, like today, I just woke up real easy. I was like, it's gonna be sunny and warm. Like I just was up, but when it's like supposed to be 20, for some reason it's physically harder to wake up in the morning, and I just want to know the science behind that.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the simple answer would be I feel like it's probably just animal instincts.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
like I don't know. You have animals that when it gets super cold, they hibernate, bro. They don't even wake up for their 9 o'clock shift. There's some animals out there that literally put in a half year's work and then they sleep for the rest of the half year. They don't give a fuck about going to McDonald's to make their McGriddles for me in the morning.
Here's my shower thought on the situation. You said that you typically keep your house the same temperature year round. I would agree.
Like
right
pretty
around
much.
70,
Yeah,
right?
like pretty much.
That's the
yeah.
norm. So how is it that 70 in the wintertime warms you up when you get into the house, but 70 in the summertime cools you off when you get into
See
the
what I
house?
mean? It's what I mean. It's like everything's just relative.
Like you got the AC running at 70, you come in the house, you're outside on a hot summer day, you're like, man, that feels good. Then you got your furnace on 70 during the winter, you come in from shoveling snow, you're like, man, I feel so warm now.
I don't know.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. But like the air is either cold or heated.
Right, but to the
but
same
it's the
temperature.
same temperature.
So it's like how
but it's an elevation. I
is
don't
it
know.
technically the same temperature, or have we been
It's
lied
the same
to our whole lives?
temperature, but I feel like for us externally,
It's
there's
like
a
it's like an
difference
AM
somehow.
PM type deal, like 70 PM and 70 AM.
No,
You
dude,
see what I mean?
it's kind of like the discussion with gym weights. Why is it that the old school weights at a 45 feel so much heavier than the plastic weights
That
at
is-
45?
That
is
is very
true.
true.
Have you noticed that?
That is true.
I don't lift weights, so
Well, I mean,
the
I don't
the
either.
rubber weights.
But-
I know what you're saying though. I remember back in high school, yeah,
It
like
is
like
true.
the weights that you would put on for the squat machine
yeah,
felt lighter.
with
Then
the rubber
the
weights,
metal one.
it would be exactly the same, but it always felt lighter.
Yeah, I think it's a lie.
I think it's a lie too.
I think everything in the world is to try to like fuck with your mental.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't like it.
Listen,
there's just like one group that knows everything,
Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah,
it's
like-
the Illuminati. They
is,
just
yeah.
set all the
like
things.
you have Professor X chilling in some dungeon somewhere, just laughing at all
pulling
of us.
strings. He's
Yep.
just pulling strings.
That's exactly what's
I just
happening.
want to know, like, what do I have to do to get there? Like, I'll do anything.
You don't
want
to sell your soul to the devil.
But like, maybe they're not the devil. You know, maybe they're just the times keepers, the know all people.
That
It's like,
sounds.
how do I get there?
Not even like getting to like. Can we should all as a group pick like a mythological something or like a hidden, you know, like a. We should go on an Indiana Jones type adventure. Is
Be
that his
sick.
name? Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, we should try to find like the lost
Yeah, for
temple
the
of
answers.
somebody or like the hidden city of this.
Yeah, dude. Imagine how exciting.
We should try
it
to
is.
find the fountain of youth.
whoa, dude.
I-
There's some weird, not fountain of youth, but like miracle fountain thing in like France or something. It was on that Zac Efron documentary, like where
Oh,
people
yeah,
have
yeah.
gone to it and just plunged and just cured their cancer. Isn't that crazy?
I forgot
What,
about that.
What did the second season ever come
No,
out for
but
that yet?
no, but fun fact, I just rewatched the first season because it's so good.
It is really good.
And it's just stuff like that too, which sucks. It's like something like that wouldn't make money because it's naturally there already, unless you like charge people like $5 to get into the water. Because you would think if there's something like that that really exists, why wouldn't they just use that for everybody to try to make everybody better?
Yeah,
because it's a sham, probably.
I don't know.
but
though,
they
Bubba.
have like records of. They literally have like this whole freaking building there, like of all the records. Like I don't know, it's crazy. I don't know. Shout out Jesus though, because like that's just straight up Jesus water.
It
Shout
is
out that
Jesus
guy.
shit.
Yeah.
Shout out Jesus shit. That shit's fire.
We should
dude.
go on some vlogging adventures.
You want
I
to go to
agree.
Suicide Forest?
No, not there.
Really?
Just
We,
kidding.
we have a couple
No.
places around in the valley we could go. We should just do it.
If everybody wants to see me scared out of my mind, take me to the insane asylum and wherever it's at. If you want to see me flip, but
But I'm gonna be right there with you, fucking cowering behind everybody.
dude, we might not even get in.
what about? Were you with us back?
Nope. I
You sure you weren't with
I
us?
promise I'm not. I don't. It scares the shit out of me.
We were. There's a place called Egypt Valley, like
Oh
up
man,
the highway. It's supposed to be like very, very haunted. And I've been there before in the daytime, but we had tried to find it several nights back. I was 18 when we were trying to do this. Well, we eventually found it during the daytime, but like the times we went at night, I was terrified, very scared. I like packed my car full of like baseball bats and shit. I was like, I'm ready. I'll like fuck somebody up, like, because you heard all these crazy stories. But then a couple years later, we were partying at Dylan Snyder's house. It was late one night, and like everyone's there, we're partying, and somebody brings up the thought like, let's go to Egypt Valley, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. It'll be great. It'll be great. We packed my mom's fucking car. I was driving my mom's car. Full. We had like 6-7 people in the car, and like we're on the way, and it just hit me like on the way. I was like,
Fuck this.
yeah, I don't want to do this. I'm terrified right now. It started like overcoming my body. Like I was getting more scared as the closer we got. I just started telling everybody. I was like, I can't remember how to get there. Like I can't remember which road gets us up to the graveyards.
Actually, I might have been. With
I was
you
gonna
for
say,
that.
I swear, I think you were
See,
with me.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with like haunted shit like that, but I think I might be equally or more afraid of being arrested because I'm too old to be arrested for
To be
trespassing.
arrested. It's not. You don't. It's not, you aren't trespassing.
Okay.
But if we went to the
It'd be
insane
like,
asylum,
what happened to
I think we
Bubba?
could
He
get
lost his
arrested.
job at Chanel. He got arrested for trespassing. Like we did when we were 16.
I think at the insane asylum you can get arrested.
And
for
there's
going
that
there.
guy that lives there with
Yeah,
the gun and shit.
right.
That'll be like, well, I'll fucking blow your
Dude,
brains off if you don't get the hell out of here.
Do you know
Yeah.
we went to the Palace of Gold once?
Mm-hmm.
I don't to be honest, like at the time especially, I don't even know what what is it?
It's a.
The Hare, I watched
It's where
the
the Krishnas
yeah,
live.
the Hare Krishnas. I watched a whole documentary.
Like
on
we
it one
walked
time.
down, like we just walked down to the pond where the koi fish were. We just made it our home, and I'm thinking, would they come out and like be pissed at us? Or
No, it's a pretty impressive area.
there's peacocks walking around.
Yeah,
and shit.
it's wild and it's like just right out there. Like
yeah,
out
it's
the
not
back
that far.
roads.
Yeah,
Hey, we're giving them too much credit. They did drain the lake once, and there were dead bodies found at the bottom.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's a lot different now. Like they used to be dangerous people. So yeah, it probably wouldn't have been a good idea to go up there and explore. But like now they do like events and festivals and like retreats up there. And like there's people that they all live up there and at the main palace they're like in season. They got like seasons
Gotcha.
where like more of them will be there during their on season that'll live in the palace. But there's people that have property all around there that live there year round. But then like when they're out of season, they go back to wherever the fuck they're from or whatever. But yeah, I've been there several times and you can just do that.
yeah.
They won't mess with you.
I just
I would
didn't
still
even know what
maybe
we were.
take a gun with you.
I
Just
just
in case.
didn't even know what we were doing though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you
Yeah.
ever look back at like a couple
Well,
memories?
yeah, it's like everyone's riled up and you get there.
And we're
it's
just like,
we're
what do
just
we-
walk around a pond?
yeah, like, what did we even do?
It's just such a wheeling thing. Like
yeah.
everyone's got to experience the Palace of Gold.
Yeah, but I'm kind of with
Fucking-
you now that I'm thinking about this. For me, I think it is a mixture of being scared, but also knowing that I could get in trouble for something that I don't want to get in trouble for.
Yeah, we're too old to get in trouble for shit like that.
Yeah.
He-
Oh,
they would
JT, what'd you?
They would assume that we were teenagers,
Yeah.
and then when the
probably
cops would ask
laugh.
for our driver's license, they'd be like, "What are you guys doing?"
Oh, JT, what did you get in trouble for? Oh, I was swimming in the Palace of Gold's pond.
Dude, if I
As
get-
a
Got those
26-year-old.
girls or anything, don't you like drink still?
Dude, if I go to jail, they're gonna chew me up and spit me out alive. I couldn't last a day in the clink.
I'm not gonna lie, I mean, okay, like if you had to spend like a night in
Nope.
jail, like okay, but like going to prison
Yeah,
is like
two different things.
I
it's
think
I
I
two
could do
different
the
things.
regional jail, but if
But just even thinking about going to prison is like terrifying.
Dude,
Yeah,
I would
I
walk by
agree.
anybody and I'd be like, is this guy trying to fuck me in the
The-
ass?
no,
is this guy
ser-
trying to stab me? Like, I would think that about everybody.
I would too. Like I would just be that's absolutely terrifying to think of.
Yeah, like some guy'd be nice to me. I'd be like, dude, I'm not sucking you off. Like, I would just the whole time think that somebody's just trying to fucking sexually gang rape me the entire
See, like
time.
my only hope if I went to prison is that that's where I would become like an Asian monk. Like I said, I would just read books and just shave my head and just meditate all day.
Dude, that would be a crazy story though. White bearded Appalachian man goes into prison and comes out an Asian monk.
But you guys knew what I meant when I said, because I always said like I thought maybe in a past life, maybe I was like in the mountains of Asia, like in a temple. That's plot twist. Go to prison, and then that's where I become a freaking Asian monk. Just thought.
No
just
one's gonna
thoughts.
mess with the monk.
I'm too sheltered, other
No.
than watching the Shawshank Redemption like 800 times.
it's a great movie.
Fucking love that movie. You ever seen? You ever watch? Was it Prison Break? Is that the show?
Yeah.
I
No,
watched
I've
the
never
first couple
seen it.
seasons of that show.
I heard it's.
What
good.
about Oz? You ever watch Oz?
Mm-mm.
That show's fucking brutal.
Oh, we
Yeah,
just
it's
threw
It's
on.
on HBO, I think, or Stars maybe. I don't know. One of those premium.
One of the
thing.
premiums.
It's pretty. That show's pretty. I don't know. Prison life is just like you can't even believe that that's like real.
Yeah. One of the best, and it's so underrated. I don't think it gets enough just publicity was the movie. It's called Shot Caller with the dude that plays Jamie Lannister.
I've never seen it.
It's on
Such
Netflix.
a
Never
good
even heard of
movie.
it.
Literally one of my top favorite movies ever. It's so good. John Bernthal's in it too. It's just
Wait, is Post Malone in it?
no. That's the Mark Wahlberg.
You're thinking of
Yeah.
Spencer Confidential.
Yeah. No, the one I'm talking about, it's a little older. It's probably
2017. It's not that old.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, 5 years oldish, but it's really good. Just
Yeah.
talking about prison movies. We also just throw on NCIS now, just when we're not feeling like paying attention to anything, but the TV's on. You know what I mean? And
That's what you throw on and not pay attention?
I don't. She puts it on, and I'm just like, whatever.
But my parents used to watch that around the
But
clock.
yeah, but the main guy, I was curious because he's the stepdad in Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
But I digress. I wanted to see how much he made from NCIS. His net worth is $100 million.
Yeah, dude, that show's been on for fucking ever.
And like probably not in the beginning, but the end he was making $525,000 an episode.
See, that's
yeah, how much? I bet you those people that like that main chick from Law and Order probably makes stupid money.
Oh, I'm sure.
That show's been
Oh,
on
yeah.
for so long.
Dude, it's like the Big Bang Theory. All the main characters the last 2 or 3 seasons, they were making $1 million an episode.
Yeah.
An
And
episode.
think about like the Friends cast was too back in like whenever that show
Like,
ended.
that's-
They were all
Yeah,
making
yeah,
$1
yeah.
million episodes
And they still
back then,
make big time
Yeah.
royalties.
which
That's
is insane.
crazy, dude.
dude, but like,
like,
even
How much does how much does an episode make? If they're making all $1 million an episode,
I think we underestimate those basic cable sitcoms because like we all don't put them in like high tiers. Like I think The Office is great. It's one of my favorite shows ever. But like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like
Yeah,
we
no.
underestimate. I think that the amount of people that watch those shows.
Well,
And I'm sure the more people that watch it, the more money
Yeah,
it makes.
yeah, definitely.
You got to think that there's like Game of Thrones is like the biggest show in the world when it was out. But I guarantee like Big Bang Theory was rivaling it in terms of viewers.
yeah.
I
Just
would
because
agree.
it's that much more easily accessible.
No, I get it.
At
what
the
you
same
mean.
time.
I underestimate. I do all the money that those sitcom actors make because even I know this is different, but Fear Factor. Rogan always says when he was younger and signed that Fear Factor deal, he said he knew he had fuck you money for the rest of his life.
Damn.
So it's like if he's making that much money on that, it's like what are Jim and Pam from The Office making, and what are like Nick and Schmidt and all those guys from New Girl making? I underestimate it heavily, but I do agree with you in a sense of like I think in my brain I'm just so dialed into the young era now where like for me it's like YouTube and things
Right,
like that.
right.
But there's still a bunch of the old time, not even old timers. There's still people that do sit down for that scheduled show
Yeah.
just because it's nice to have a schedule going. So I guess that's just me being like naive in a sense, but to even sit here and be like, dude, Yellowstone, there were 16 to 20 million people watching it per episode or something. That's fucking insane. That's so
Yeah,
many
it's
people.
a lot of people. But like I think we underestimate too like for a cable show like that, you get ad placements and stuff. Like the network makes big time money from all that shit. There's no ads when you watch HBO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, I guess they charge a premium for their content, so maybe that makes up for like the lack of commercials. I'm sure it does.
Oh yeah.
But
Mhm.
still, like prime time, like cable television, like NBC, 8:00 on a Saturday, 9:00 on a Saturday, like that's a big slot,
Huge.
right? Like probably brings in a shit ton of money,
and
no
that's-
matter what they play on.
And that's what I always thought was so insane about Big Brother is because it's literally on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on the prime time slot.
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, they win $500,000, but how much do they have to pay to even get the show in that specific 3 times a week on CBS, like in that specific slot? And it's kind of an example I want to bring up being on HBO Max. It's wild to think of how when you get a deal like that, how quick it changes your life in terms of like being an actor or actress. You have Angus Cloud who is Fezco in Euphoria, and I just saw a video of like from 2016 or 17. He's just literally there being a waiter for some chick's brunch.
Yeah.
And now, just from Euphoria, only being on for 2 seasons, so that was what, 5-6 years ago. Now he has almost 10 million Instagram followers, and he's on the biggest show right now.
I saw that video too.
You know what I
just
mean?
like, I think he was a busboy or something.
He looked
and
like
he
a busboy.
just was like trotting around, and now he's on Euphoria, like the biggest show of its time. Like it's one of the biggest shows.
It's like,
but like, yeah, you're right.
People
it's crazy.
go, parents take younger kids to be actors and actresses, and you always have those young kids that they're trying to push, and like, like sometimes people are like, wow, that's kind of bad parenting that they're trying to pimp their kid out. But then at the same time, you look at it, those are opportunities of a lifetime. Like in that sense, it's like you're literally just, it might annoy the shit out of your kid, but in reality, you're just doing your best to try to set them up for a lifetime of success.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, it's weird.
But most child stars end up fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again though, like I'm
not all of them.
But I'm kind of in the camp now too though, like who doesn't fuck up? Like in terms of like, even if you're a child star or a normal person, the only reason theirs gets magnified is just because they're always in that spotlight to where it does drive them crazy. But like they could have still lived the same type of life and gotten, some kind of fucked up situation. So I don't know. I'm with you. I've always said that too, like young child star. Like remember when Bieber was in his era where he was just always fucked up, and he's fucking driving his Lambo through neighborhoods, and racing people. It's like
pissing on fans off his balcony.
Yeah, pissing on people. It's like, well, yeah, dude, he was 20 years old and he had enough money to buy whatever he wanted to. You're good. You have to go through those jackass.
I think the big thing with child stars is like they don't get to experience like adolescence properly.
Yeah.
Like they don't actually get a childhood. Because they're just in and out of
all those.
so you lose all those formative years.
Well, also, my mom told me she watched, I think it was a documentary on Lady Gaga, and she's been kind of a star or in entertainment her whole life, and it's to the point where like they're taken care of right off the jump, where they don't know how to take care of themselves ever.
Yeah,
like they need servants
big
and
point.
all this shit for everything that they do. Which is kind of weird to think about.
That's like in terms of just natural progression, being a child star would be hard because kind of like what you just said, it's like I have to learn how to interact with people. Like I have to learn how to engage in conversations when I'm younger and be able to feed off of people's like energy and vibes and what they're saying. It's like when you're a younger child star, literally you look and you're like, dude, get me a fucking grilled cheese right now.
Yeah.
And somebody gets you a grilled cheese.
Well, it's like what I think we talked about this kind of in the same sort of way a few weeks ago about school, like how critical school is.
Yeah.
Not even just like learning what you're taught at school, but like the social interactions.
Yeah.
Like you learn so much about social cues and all that stuff. And like child stars normally aren't going to school. They're homeschooled and going from production to production until like a lot of them end up like trying to break out of that and go to an actual college.
Yeah.
But like you just miss out on so much.
That's why I love
I mean, they get a shit ton of money.
for sure.
There are a lot of child stars who have ended up normal. Like
For sure.
Like Frankie Muniz was on Steve-O's podcast recently, and he seems like he's pretty normal.
Do you think it's a lot of them that said like fuck this? They got fuck you money, and then they said I'm done. I'm gonna go
just
do
get
other
out
stuff.
of it. Yeah. I think there's a correlation there, definitely. I mean, so many of them just like looked like they just lost their mind, and it came back though too. Like, isn't Lindsay Lohan like kind of all right now?
I think
Isn't she
she's
doing
married.
a new show or something?
I think she got married
Yeah,
to just some normal person now.
Yeah, she got her life back on track. You love
Yeah.
to see it,
But where's
Facts.
Amanda Bynes?
Probably ripped. I
She's
don't
still
know.
just all out of her fucking mind.
That's a good
Remember when
question.
that was like the main thing on Twitter for a couple years?
She had
was
she had
Amanda
the-
Bynes.
She had the best Twitter in the game.
Yeah, it was wild.
Talking about how she wanted to like
She
ride
wanted,
Drake's
I was gonna say
balls and all
wanted
that
Drake
stuff.
to just like bang the shit out of her.
Yeah, she was just living life, dude.
She was just
Shit's
out
wild.
here pretending to be the male soccer player. That was such a good movie.
I honestly have never seen
That's a
that
great movie. Saw it in theaters.
Can I take it aside to bitch about something that I bitch about all the time?
Yeah.
Let's bitch
Now
about
it's
it.
getting too much.
Let's bitch.
The streaming services. We talk about them all the time. I bitch about them. So I really like Anthony Bourdain's show, whatever was it No Reservations, the last one. And like the CNN documentaries are really good too, about like different decades. And their documentaries in general are really good. There is a CNN Plus coming out. We're all the way to fucking CNN. Okay, HBO made sense. And then the big networks made sense. Now we're at CNN.
CNN Plus.
What? I mean,
I assume I'm not gonna pay for that, but I assume
Who
you have
would?
to pay for that too.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, who wants
But I
CNN
really
Plus?
like Bourdain's show, and now I just can't fucking.
so
watch
what?
it anymore.
You're saying that they're pulling it to put on to that?
I assume.
Jesus. Was that show even originally made by CNN?
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Mhm.
The No Reservation
Because
one?
it's on Hulu
What,
right
what,
now.
what was his real famous one?
That's the
That
one
on the
always-
Travel
there's-
Channel?
Yeah, there's two of them. There was one on the Travel Channel.
He had really good. His stuff was great. Good content. I don't know. The whole streaming service thing. I think. I do think eventually it's just gonna like the bubble's gonna burst, if that's the right term. You know what I mean? Like
It
I
has
saw
to,
Netflix
right?
is rolling out
Yeah.
a new trial thing in 3 countries, not us yet, but it's like a test to see if they want to limit like anybody that's using like your Netflix account has to stay in your household,
I saw that. That's
which is fucking bullshit.
That's what Hulu Live TV
Like,
does.
come on, man.
So
yeah,
like,
I know that's what Fubo does.
yeah. So like, it.
But like Netflix is not live TV. Like I think that's fucking bullshit.
Well, we're getting to the point now to where the streaming services now cost more than cable if you have all of them.
It
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you have them all, it definitely does.
Which it's hysterical because that's what people were trying to combat. That was like the whole reason for this whole thing. And we all just get duped into being like, all right, you guys think you're smart. We'll just make a streaming service for everything. And now you're paying more money than you ever were.
It's funny. It always comes back to fuck you.
It does.
It
No
does.
matter how
Oh
you
my
try
God,
to
it
beat the
does.
We're
system,
already out of the golden
eventually.
days of the streaming era.
Yeah,
We're
for
already out of it. Like, don't get me wrong. There's maybe not in terms of content because like we're getting great exclusive content to different streaming services, but in terms of like everything being all in one place, that era is gone.
It's gone.
It's gone, and it's never coming back. Well, it might come back, and it'll just be cable again.
Dude, that's what I said. It's gonna come out like
they're all gonna come together.
the great. No,
that's what it'll be.
It'll be like a grand reveal of like this new idea named something sick where you stream all your
Everything
streaming
in one
services.
Yeah, all your
place.
streaming services
Yeah.
in one place.
And
That's
you know what that
cable.
is? Cable.
Well, it's funny because like I bitch all the time. We have all of this streaming stuff and I can never find anything to watch. And I always say, man, I just wish there was something that would just tell me what to watch. It's like, well, dude,
Yeah.
that's cable. You literally just want
this
cable.
is what's on.
Yeah, like that you just bitched about that and now you just want to go back to it.
Dude, I just remember when we had cable, Jake, when we first got Comcast, the first time I used On Demand, and I thought that was like
On demand was
it.
great.
Dude,
I was like, this is insane.
dude, it literally opened up a part of your
I
brain.
know.
where
I was
you're
like, what? On Demand?
I can watch whatever I want, whenever I want.
There's a
it made no sense.
There's a free movies section?
Yeah.
What?
Unreal. HBO After Dark. What's
And
this?
like
dude?
before that, how did cable even work? It's years and years ago, and the technology still blows my mind. You just plug the cable in your TV. And
I'm
just turn to
yeah.
channel 3 and it just worked.
I'm
yeah.
with you.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I can't explain that
I'm
one.
100%
Same with
Wherever you were, didn't matter where you were in place, you just plugged the cable into the wall. and it just
Same
worked.
with like telephone lines.
Yeah, I guess it's the same
No,
concept.
no, I mean, I get what you mean, but I'm thinking like a telephone line, like, oh, you got your telephone hooked up and I just picked up the freaking phone plugged into the wall and it made that dang, and I had to dial a number and I just called someone. Think about it.
Do you
Think about
Do
it.
you guys remember when there weren't cordless phones?
Oh yeah.
And you'd have like
the real fucking curly wire.
yeah, but like
spiral.
you would have like your grandma or your aunt would buy like the extra extension cords so they could walk all across the house on the phone. Like there's even a fucking phone jack in my bathroom. At one point in time,
that's
somebody had a
wild.
phone in my bathroom.
Dude,
What do you think younger kids do when they watch like old gangster movies and they all
Ser-
run outside to use the payphone?
payphone,
Because
yeah.
it's
Seriously.
like anonymous. They're probably like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
They probably look at it like when we look at like alien ships and stuff
Yeah.
like that, where we're like, dude, there's no way this is real. They probably sit there, they're like, there was no way at one time you had to send mail by a fucking carrier pigeon or whatever it was.
That's another thing that makes zero sense. Like that was a legit thing people did, right? Like carrier pigeon,
I don't know. Because
right?
I feel like I'm going to get in the weeds here and literally say I don't know how that would be possible.
I don't know. I don't know if that was a real.
Yeah, because is that real? Were carrier pigeons real?
Did pigeons really carry
They
mail?
served
Question
into
mark?
the 19th century.
They served. Wow, they were just legit.
No, so that's just the breed is called a carrier pigeon.
Oh.
I don't think they actually. wait. Yeah. Did pigeons really carry mail? That's what that article is called.
Got our
Whoa.
big paragraph.
Mom.com can't be wrong. So let's dig into this.
Look
It's
how
gotta.
the-
I mean, right? The use of carrier pigeons to deliver messages is recorded in ancient.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
domesticated back in the day. Wow.
Dude, you probably got the wrong mail so many times.
Yeah, like how
You'd
could
probably
you?
be like, this isn't for me.
Yeah,
Take-
but like
take this
I
back.
don't. Yeah, yeah. They were probably sending messages to a country saying we're starting a war, and
Yeah.
it went to the wrong country.
Yeah, went to the wrong country.
Well, that's what I was gonna say because it says military use right here. Like everything relied on that pigeon or whatever.
But you're
That's
going to
insane.
have someone listening to this going, I told you birds weren't real, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I told you pigeons were government
I
drones.
told you.
But back to the phone thing. You wanna like what popped in my mind, like how different things were as a kid. Like you go to Sam's Club now, and they have like the I guess you'd call it the electronics little section over there, and it's just lined with TVs or like computers. I can remember a time when we were young where like it would be aisles of cordless phones.
Yeah,
And I'd walk through them and be like, man, this cordless phone looks sick. Like, we should get that one for the house. Like,
Dude,
that was just post, having a fucking. I remember having a spinny phone.
I never had one.
I can remember it in my house, but then I can remember having the one mounted to the wall with just the longest cord.
Yeah, the
Longest
long
cord,
cord.
Like you
Yeah.
could stretch it fucking all the way across the house if you wanted.
Yeah.
Like, and get like when cordless phones came out, it was like the same era. Cordless phones, DVD players.
Yeah,
All came
yeah.
out like so you would go to like Sam's Club or if you guys remember Circuit City used to be
Oh,
over
yeah.
there.
Circuit City.
You would have aisles lined with the cordless phones, DVD players, you'd be like,
Printers.
this is sick. Yeah, like when printers started,
yeah.
and
Dude.
printers were huge back,
And
when
all
they-
the different styles of printers.
Yeah.
Like,
it was even like you and I were just talking about this Friday or Saturday where you guys remember before smartphones when you would just like, when you weren't doing anything, you would just like sit down.
Yeah.
You know, I know that sounds so stupid.
No, I can't
how,
imagine.
How hard is it now? Picture this scenario. How hard would it be for you right now to just like come home from work, sit on your couch, and just sit there?
We used to just
sit there.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
but don't pick
so
up
many
your phone.
TikToks are like, this is how you get out of it. You wake up and I don't touch my phone for an hour. I'm
I
like,
see those
That's
all
not
the
gonna
time.
fucking
I see
happen.
those all the time.
I would never do that.
But like, because I just remember you'd get home from school, you'd throw your backpack down, and you would just sit down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just be big
Seriously.
chilling all night.
You literally.
And if
you
I
just
wanted
sat.
to like consume media, I'd turn on the TV and I'd actually watch what was on the TV.
Dude, I
like now
have the biggest issue
Yeah.
just watching.
you
It's
can't,
crazy.
You can't
Exactly.
watch stuff and you want to pick up your phone
Dude,
while you're watching
it's-
stuff.
it's
like, I'm like,
insane.
fucking stop. I tell myself in my brain, stop.
That's why,
but my brain's like, no.
yeah, that's why I'm pumped. I finally sat down and watched a new movie Saturday. Was it Saturday night?
Yeah.
I watched Dune. But like that's in a long while. Like when I'm going to the movie theater, I'm fine. Like
Yeah,
good,
yeah,
dialed
that's
in.
different. Like that's an
dialed in
experience.
movie theater.
Yeah,
But I'm the same way. If I'm at home, it's so hard for me
it's
to like
tough, and it's
just sit there and pay attention to a 2-hour movie.
and it's such I think it's like an actual like disease. It's a problem that I
It
swear.
is.
And
Are
I
we
think like most
diseased?
people ignore it, but like I don't think it's healthy.
It
Probably
can't be
not.
I
healthy.
really don't think it is, and like I really want to just throw this in the garbage.
I know, dude.
I'm not kidding.
Dude, just
If we rely on this to stay in touch with like your parents and stuff. Like if I didn't need this, you want to know, back when we went to Disney or Orlando and we went to Hollywood Studios, I lost my phone on the Tower
Was
of
it a
Terror.
great day?
It was a nice like week of like clarity. Like I still had my work telephone.
Did you ever get it back?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
mailed it back to me.
That's really nice.
yeah, but dude, think about it though. What you just said, we use those phones to get in touch with people. We're just programmed that way now. It's like because we have those, we feel like we need them to keep in touch. Back in the day, you called people on the landline. You might not talk to your mom or dad for 1 or 2 days, or your brother or sister for however long. You know, like before, you just didn't feel like you always had to be in constant contact and constant in the know.
Yeah.
The in the
Yeah.
know thing, it wasn't a big deal. You would just be like, I'm sitting down. Let me give grandma a call.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 100% when it comes to like the social media stuff, it's not necessary. It's not necessary to have, but like it is like I can't sit here and say that the like ease of communication is a bad thing, I guess. You think about how many lives have probably been saved since cell phones came out.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's what OnStar was for.
Does OnStar predate
Did
cell
anyone
phones?
have OnStar?
No, I never did.
I mean,
I
dude,
never knew
but, like,
anybody that had it.
Think about like what happened when you were like if your car broke down pre-cell phone.
yeah.
You had to wave somebody down.
I get what you mean.
yeah, but
Now
people-
I guess you're screwed. It's like call somebody, you moron.
but see me.
Have you ever had a moment of panic in present day when you are? We probably know this more. Like we'll drive for work,
Oh.
but you're in an area with no service, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
where I'm
More-
at. You're like,
yeah.
I don't know where I'm at.
More often than not, even that I don't know where I'm at. It's just for some reason it just goes back to what we're talking about. When I don't have service, like when I can't play my music or use GPS, I'm like, I get like
Yeah.
mad.
Dude,
I'm
but
like,
this is
fuck.
me just playing devil's advocate again, though. But it's like we're programmed that way.
Yeah,
like
we are, I know.
before people didn't give a fuck. Like
Dude,
if,
I can remember my dad had a pager pre cell phone, and like that was even amazing technology.
if you broke down, you were like, okay, I'm broke down. You would wave somebody down, but it's not like now where you're worried about a stranger. Back then it was a different now of course there were fucking shitty people out there, but it was just a different kind of mindset. Like people just didn't care. I don't know. It's all about I'll keep using the phrase, it's the in the know thing. We're programmed that we have to know everything, and just before people just live their life. You didn't think about this stuff.
Rihanna said it best. Just live your life.
If I could just go back, I wish technology never moved forward past my BlackBerry Pearl.
Dude,
Great phone.
you know what phone I love?
Like, I'd be cool with just being in that spot.
I had a Palm Centro. You remember? It was like a
Yeah, yeah.
BlackBerry.
Yeah.
I loved that phone. I'm with you. Blackberries, that whole vibe of phones. Well, I loved them.
It was just better.
There was one called a Blackjack. You remember that?
I
It-
do remember the
Oh,
blackjack.
man,
I had the blackjack.
were cool.
I believe. What'd the blackjack look like?
It was a BlackBerry kind of, but it was more rectangular and longer. Yeah, it was Samsung.
I had a. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, I remember that phone. I had a Blackberry. I had two BlackBerry Pearls, whatever, with the ball in the
Yeah.
middle. And then I got a phone that it's slid up when you wanted to call people, Then you could slide it back down and turn it like this, and then it would slide up that way
yeah.
for texts.
Wasn't it?
Sidekick?
like
I
big
thought
fat?
it wasn't a side. It was based on the Sidekick. Like the Sidekick was the same concept, but I can't remember who it was. It was a cell phone brand that I don't even think exists anymore.
Probably.
It was like the
Motorola.
No, it wasn't a Motorola.
Was it a Scion or the?
I swear it was something with an S, but not a Scion.
It was like an Emerson.
Singular.
No,
Yeah, I
No.
was trying to think of that one.
Mm-mm.
no, dude. I remember Shelton.
The
had
phone's
this-
at home. I have it at home.
I remember
I think
Shelton
I still
had
have a
this
BlackBerry
little
at home,
phone
too.
where like you would just flip it and it would just like become like
oh, it's circle up,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
just like this little stick looking thing.
Yeah.
I always remember. But yeah, no, I remember I had a blackjack. That shit was fire.
Dude, I did those style of phones, man. I loved them. Bring them
Dude.
back. I loved
Dude,
them.
remember before the pandemic, you literally were just going through like some kind of crisis where you just bought a BlackBerry.
I
You're
ordered,
like,
I ordered a BlackBerry on Amazon.
He got
I was
it.
like, if I have
He's
it,
like,
somewhere.
I'm
I was
done.
like, if something, yeah, that's
no,
what.
you were.
I was like done with everything. I was like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm buying a BlackBerry and just not using my iPhone anymore. And obviously, I'm still using my iPhone.
I just
But
remember
I still-
you put your foot down. You were like, dude, I'm done with this. The BlackBerry came in.
Well,
You're like,
because-
it's here.
Dude, yeah.
Did it work? Did you try it?
Yeah, it works. I still have it. But yeah, it was just it was that point where like I wasn't going none of us were going anywhere. I wasn't doing anything. I was just consuming all day long, and I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore. I got to go outside and drink some tea on the deck or something.
Facts.
Dude,
You
I
know?
feel sick. I like get sick. Like I feel physically like not well when like I've consumed too much.
Makes me feel like a fucking loser if I'm being quite honest with you. And I know it's bad when I wake up in the morning and the first thing I reach for and I want to check is my phone. Like I have such a bad habit to where some mornings I'll hop up, look, if not shower and get going. Other mornings I'll sit there, scroll for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I just notice myself anytime I have any kind of free time, I want to look at my phone.
Yeah,
It's a sickness.
and it's just like so fucking. It is a sickness, and it's so fucking stupid. The amount of shit that was posted on Instagram, like, say you looked at your phone at 3:00, and then you didn't get to look at it again until like 3:30. The amount of shit that was posted from 3:00 to 3:30, it's all dumb shit too. It's like all people that you don't even fucking talk to in real life, just uploaded a meme to their story or a picture of their fucking dog or this or that, and it's just like, what? I don't even need to consume that.
Hey, how about
I don't
this?
need to consume it.
How about this? We're just all fucking losers that are codependent on phones. And once we all start realizing it, maybe we'll be happy.
I'm not kidding you. I told you the other night, May 14th, actually, okay, I'll give it till after my honeymoon because there's probably going to be some amazing scenic views on my honeymoon I could take some pics of and post it on Instagram. But after that, I'm done. I think I'm going to try to bow out of the race.
Speaking of
Think
that,
about it. We've had social media in our lives now since fucking, for me, MySpace. So what year would that be? Was that like 2005?
Yeah.
17 years of social media. I think that's enough.
Honestly, dude, I am right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Everyone might not agree with me, but you know what I mean? That's so long.
There's so much
That's
time.
more than half my life.
There's so much time and effort that I put into just sitting there scrolling my phone that, again, it's not like I was some kind of like grade A athlete superhero before I got a phone, but I did stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'd walk around. I'd walk around the neighborhoods. I'd get on my scooter and scoot around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I
right.
did things.
We
and
should
now,
we should
we should-
organize a game of Jailbreak.
Dude,
Oh,
we should start a scooter
What
gang.
a fun game.
oh yeah.
Just get razor scooters and go on the trail. Just start a scooter
Speaking of
gang.
that, I have breaking news because we
Oh,
find
breaking.
everything else immediately.
We haven't
Von
had breaking
Miller
news
just
on here.
signed with the Bills.
Oh,
Bills?
the Bills.
6
I thought
years,
he was gonna say
120
Broncos.
million.
Jesus
Jeez.
Christ, he's 33.
I know. Yeah.
120 million.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
Dude, honestly,
What was that, 20 million a year?
That's more. How much you say? 100.
620.
Or 40 million a year?
'cause
120
5 would be
million?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah,
Years.
20 million a year.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
fucking nuts.
good for him for getting that bag.
Man.
Imagine making $20 million a year. Fuck.
But think of like the Miracle on Ice game. Like no one saw that game until I don't think the next day, but was that in the morning till like 8 o'clock? And most people didn't know till the newspaper the next day. And I just found out about that trade in 30 seconds after it
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Right.
Like there's no reason that I need to know. that.
Okay, so I watched the Mr. Beast Rogan episode that we were talking about.
Okay.
Very funny because they are 100% different generations. Like
Oh,
you could tell
absolutely.
they didn't understand each other at all. Like it was like the first time having an old man talk to a young kid. But Mr. Beast was a perfect example because Rogan's trying to talk to him about all this stuff, and he's like, I don't pay attention to any of this stuff. Like he's like,
Yeah.
all I pay attention is to YouTube, and it just couldn't get through Rogan's head.
Yeah.
He'd keep asking him things,
He's like,
and
that's all I do.
he's like-
it's all I've done since I was 9. or
11,
whatever.
yeah, whatever he said. He's like, all I do is pay attention to YouTube, and good for him. It can't be easy. He's only 23 years old.
He's only 23.
He's 23 years old. He's the
What?
biggest YouTuber, and all he pays attention to is just YouTube. Hasn't seen any movies or anything. He's like, I just watch YouTube, and like,
That's disgusting.
yeah, it's
Th-
weird.
Was
That-
was he asking him about like of current events and stuff, and all he knows is like YouTube?
Yeah, he's like, I just
He doesn't even watch Netflix or movies.
no.
That's just weird.
He said he said he went and saw the new Spider-Man movie. It was great. He's like, everything I watch is great. He's like, I just don't have time. I guess when early on, him and his 3 friends took like 3 years, and they were like, listen, all we're gonna fucking do is study YouTube and figure it out. I mean, look where he's at.
No,
but,
I mean you can't even.
but I mean,
yeah.
I guess it does go to show. Luckily, he just was like, fuck it, and just didn't worry about school and did that. But it's like, you don't really have those opportunities. He's like a anomaly or whatever it is, where
Yeah.
he's only 23. It just fascinates me.
Apparently he was like a
Folk.
great baseball player too.
Yeah.
And, like could have probably went with that, but he just did YouTube instead.
But
Did you see
Mac-
the
that-
Dobrik stuff that I didn't
yes.
know about? That Casey Neistat like was gonna make a documentary on him, and it ended up being like the downfall. So he was just like going in planning on making a documentary on what's it like to be like super famous when you're young on YouTube, and instead it's like this like Dobrik sucks ass like documentary.
He
Oh, I
does,
didn't-
but he's a fucking
Bro, he-
shitty
yeah,
person.
I didn't know
seems
about that,
like-
but he fucking sucks.
He
he's
seems
ass.
like he sucks so bad.
I can't stand to look at his face.
Yeah.
He's
He
got a
just-
very
But I
punchable
cannot
I
wait
hate
to
his
watch the
face, too.
documentary.
Oh, I can't wait. To watch
He
it.
just got a show on the
That little-
Discovery Channel. Do you see those commercials?
That little smirk on his face all the time, like
and you start to find like if you listen to other people that have like tried to expose him or talk, like he really is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like he tries to make probably still does, tried to make content out of like anything. He would like ambush people
100%.
with all of a sudden he'd like make people think that like they were coming over to have like serious talks
Yeah.
about this or that.
yeah, I heard,
And then
yeah.
there's be camera crews.
That's like
they'd come out of nowhere.
what the Jeff guy
Jeff
said.
said that.
Yeah, he's like, I thought we were gonna like hash out what our problems or whatever, and then he just
and
pulls out
wants,
a camera.
He wants to make
Yeah.
it about content.
But the funny thing about this is, even I remember it was a topic, and Dave Portnoy was talking about it probably like 2 or 3 years ago now. Literally, the topic was, how is David Dobrik so perfect? He's like, how isn't there anything up with this guy or anything wrong with this guy? And then as soon as that came out, it's been like his fucking downfall of shit just coming out left and right. But watching Jeff's video breaking down David's video, like, all it took for me, regardless what they're saying, it's emotion and body language. I could tell on that Jeff was hurting watching that stuff. You could see he in his head just knows, he's like, this dude is fucking lying. He's a pathological liar, and they're letting him sit there and lie. You can just see it. It was
Yeah.
very sad.
Yeah, it's fucked up stuff. Their whole ordeal is just kind of, I don't even know what to say about it. It's wild. I feel really bad for him. He could literally just be
He
dead.
could be dead.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
And he said he probably has to have surgeries every 3 years for the rest of his life.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's messed up.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're midweek. I feel like a lot of shit really hasn't happened.
What
yet.
about WVU
Ugh.
freaking sports?
Listen, I'll be honest with everybody, and I know Czar probably feels the same way. We've been spoiled for forever. Our golden age is done.
No, yeah, we're in the dark ages.
We are in the dark ages, and I just hope everybody that used to bitch and complain about the little things about why can't we win this? Why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? Well, listen, we're not going to have.
We're not
going to
win
now.
anything now, dude. Can you believe? Like, it really blows my mind. Like West Virginia boy Jaylen Bridges, like
I knew he was going to leave. His
that
body
one just
language the whole
kinda,
season
it
was
just
just-
blows my mind.
Well,
like,
and again, dude, our fans don't help any situation. I know
Yeah,
everywhere.
we don't. Our fans are trash.
Our
Yeah.
fans are so trash, and I know everywhere people have hard fans. I get it, but I would probably say 85% of our fans just like to rip and destroy everything
again-
about every player.
Again, that's the whole like social media thing. Like, there's everyone thinks they have a voice on fucking Twitter, and I understand they're younger kids, but like, stay off of it.
yeah,
Because you do have people ripping you on there, but
Oh,
you
yeah,
also
yeah.
have people praising you, and in real life, like they want to
and
encourage you.
unfortunately, your eyes and your mind goes to the negative ones.
Exactly.
You know.
But I will say, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Jaylen Bridges, in my opinion, and Cottrell, they both announced they were hitting the portal. They underperformed big time this year from what they were supposed to be. Jaylen Bridges was supposed to be a stud.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's like 2 seasons ago. That's all you heard. Man, that Jaylen Bridges kid, he's not eligible to play yet, but he's practicing with the team every day, and everyone says he's like a stud, better than everyone playing. And then last year, he starts playing full time, then breaks the starting lineup, and he was better last year than he was this year. I don't understand we didn't have as many weapons,
It's just,
but like,
it's just tough. It's tough though because I agree with you, but it's the same thing with like Shibwe. Like he wasn't playing well. Like it was, I guess
so
he was
just
toxic,
leave.
so he left. But he was like the best player in the country this year.
Yeah.
It just it's frustrating.
I don't think Jaylen Bridges is going to go become an All-American
no,
anywhere. Like,
yeah.
I think Shibwe, obviously, he was a 5-star recruit, but I just like the whole like just leaving because things get tough. Just,
I mean,
it's just annoying, dude. You think of like the big time players that we have had for WVU basketball. Not all 4 of their years, like the Deshaun Butlers, the Javon Carters, and or whoever, the Pitt Snoggles, the Gans, that not all 4 of their years were championship years.
No.
And
Sometimes you got to grind until you get to that next year.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
And
it is what it is.
And honestly, it's so funny because it all ends up connecting. Like we're talking about social media and how it affects everyone, how it affects it like kids now. I think players are just way more difficult to coach now. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
The
like
whole being able
it's
to get
more
paid to play
everything's
now.
like a me thing. Like back in the
It's all
day,
a me
back
thing.
in the day, like with Deshaun and all them, you could tell like they were a freaking like unit,
Dude,
like
they-
family.
and
they
like,
loved and respected
WVU
Coach
was like
Huggins.
in their heart.
Yeah. Like remember Owen Schmidt after the Sugar
Fiesta
Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl.
He's crying how much he loves the
yeah,
state.
like I know shit
Yeah,
like that.
You're not
It's
gonna,
like,
dude. It is the reality of college sports now. The kids are gonna go where they think they're gonna make the most money.
yep, agreed.
They don't care. They do not care. That was evident last year when who was our big defensive player? He left and went to Georgia.
Tyke
All
Smith.
American. Yeah, Smith, the All American. All of his teammates, the WVU players, are like congratulating him on Twitter, like, "Yeah, congrats, you got that bag." Blah blah blah. What?
I know.
Seriously? Like that's all they all care about is like their opportunity to get the most money. Fuck that. Fuck that. Like the school gave you a chance, and without that chance, you wouldn't have been able to go to fucking Georgia.
It's different now, man. It's like it's a culmination because NIL stuff was always around underneath, but it was never this big of a conversation to where now all these players know how much money everybody else is making. That was kind of something that was under the rug.
Yeah, but it was illegal.
Well, but I mean, it was still there though.
Well, yeah, it was there. It's been there for
but
since like the 80s,
the
even probably
problem-
before. But
the problem is that somebody can transfer and instantly play.
yes,
That's the issue. Like you should have to transfer, sit
sit
out
out
a
a
whole year.
Yep.
And even we were talking about this Saturday. I can't remember who said it. Maybe Schutz or somebody said it's like maybe you should connect the NIL and transfer portal stuff to where if you go to a school and catch that bag and you want to transfer, you should have to pay all that money back, or
forfeit the deal,
or forfeit the deal, or whatever it is, to where now you can't just collect the bag and then hop over here and collect another bag. Because the way I look at it now, Sean McNeil could stay at WVU and play if he really wants to.
but why would he?
Now he's to the point where Sean could transfer to a Duke, a Kansas, a Kentucky, whoever you want to say.
Dude, he could do what McCabe did, and literally like make decent money for himself. McCabe transferred to UNLV. He's not some kind of stud fucking point guard. He probably would have been our starter this year if he would have stayed.
Yeah.
He transferred to UNLV, and look at all the fucking like advertisement deals he's done since
Yeah.
he got there for
No.
for liquors, and he does that dentist one.
Dude,
He's probably pulling in
I
good
saw
money
all over
on Facebook. Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I mean. Like
Just a
McNeil
sponsored
could
ad.
probably just go to like a smaller school like UNLV and just make a bunch of money in 1 year.
Yeah, no.
Those opportunities don't exist. Who's sponsoring you in West Virginia? Little General? Seriously.
Parmar.
The Ford dealership in Morgantown, like that's cool. Like I'll take a Ford Bronco, but like what is that really? That's a car.
And I truthfully, honestly, I thought the NIL would level out the playing field because it would give small schools opportunities
To like buy players their way.
players and bring them in, which I feel like eventually we'll get there with that Country Roads Trust and everything like that. But the thing that hurts me and drives me crazy is the whole transfer thing.
Yeah.
Like the fact that I literally could play at, let's say, like an Illinois, let's say Illinois, have a very good season somewhere. You get your fans all riled up. You think you're coming back. You guys are going to make a run. And then when I'm a sophomore or junior, just decide to transfer to Gonzaga because it's a better school and I have a better opportunity of winning there and instantly being able to play. To me, that's fucked. NFL players can't even do that. You know, no major league player can literally be like, hey, this was a good season that I had. Now I'm going to go pick wherever I want to go. That's not how it
You're
works.
signed to contracts.
You sign the contract
either-
and you have to get dealt if you want to go somewhere.
right.
9 times out of 10, it doesn't work out the way you wanted it to.
I think the landscape of college sports is going to change. It's going to keep changing because this shit is not perfect and it needs figured out. Like maybe you do start giving fucking like I don't want to say cap like pro sports teams. Like I don't know how that would work, but like you're saying, like there's got to be contracts signed where you can't just dip the fuck out like that.
Just because you feel
It's the dumbest thing. I agree, and it's ruining college sports, and it's really affecting West Virginia football more than I've ever seen. Like the amount of players we've lost in a year's time, or a little over a year, is pretty crazy.
It is insane. But then I look at the basketball team now. I'm like, dude, we just
But now the
lost
basketball team,
7 seniors, 2 other starters. Now literally all we have is Kobe and Seth Wilson. That's it. Who else plays for us?
yeah,
Who else
nobody.
plays for us?
I don't know what that team's going to look like next year.
Oh,
It's going to be real
it's
weird
gonna be rough
because in this past offseason, we lost players that didn't need to leave.
yeah.
You know, you got Matthews, McCabe, Culver, all probably would have been starters this year.
Oh, definitely.
Easily. But they all left. One thinking he was going to go to the NBA, 2 others to go play at a different school. So that's what I can't understand. Like, if you are going to be a starter at the place you've been playing, why go play somewhere else? I don't understand it. Obviously, there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes that I'll never understand. And it probably does come down to money.
It probably does.
It's what it is.
Money, and how ruthless our fans are on social media.
Yeah, I do think that that's a factor, and I think that shit needs to fucking stop. And I think, like, Voice of Morgantown, like, they don't necessarily bash the players that much. They tend to stick to just bashing the coaches, but, like, I'm at the point where I'm like, negative publicity is just not good. Like, your negative articles are unnecessary. Like, we're all thinking it.
Keeps them relevant.
It's
though.
just
That's
it's
what
just
sucks.
keeping everything negative when it's so like you don't think that the other players that maybe want to come here see those articles and are like, well, that sounds like a bad situation. Why would I go there? Like, let the coaches do what they do behind the scenes. You can put all your opinions about a coach out there when he's not coaching for us anymore.
Yeah. Or just be truthful with the headline and what you're talking about too.
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of stupid things, but I'm going to try to connect two different things here now with the whole NIL.
Connect the dots.
The Country Roads Trust we mentioned, it needs to start spending money like now. It's been put together. I don't know. I know a couple names I saw associated with it, but like it needs to start spending money like right now to try to pull people this way. Two, now I'm going to get a little political here. West Virginia needs to legalize marijuana.
Yeah.
That's going to bring so much money to the state, to different people, that could then filter back that way to have millions and millions and millions to bring play. Why is Alabama have so much more money to throw around than West Virginia? You can't tell me that Alabama as a state is that much better than West Virginia as a state. They're probably pretty comparable in terms of states.
Yeah.
But like they have all that shit going. I'm not even saying like obviously weed's not legal there, but like they're throwing money around. Obviously all the big players want to go there. West Virginia needs to do something to have that money to throw around. I feel like that's a logical thing. You hear about Colorado and like all the things they've been able to do with all the money that they made like on taxes from selling marijuana, and it's like the possibilities are endless.
It's a no-brainer.
It is a
with
no-brainer.
The prescription pill problem with the poverty. I don't.
And it's
see
everything.
why.
Like we could fix so many issues in this state, like education. Our roads fucking suck. Like
we're last in
add
every,
on to the
we're
list.
last three in every infrastructure, education, health.
And now I might sound selfish trying to group sports in with that, but like we've talked about it before. West Virginia doesn't have any pro sports teams. WVU is our pro sports team.
Yep.
That's why the fans are so fucking passionate and borderline raw, just not nice. Like they
For
say
sure.
ignorant shit, but like that's because our fan base is akin to like a professional team's fan base. Like all that, in my opinion, eventually just gets lumped together in this like it's our state.
Yeah.
We need more resources to draw people here. And now with the landscape of college sports, that falls under the same umbrella.
Well,
You got to be able to draw the talent here now.
and you know they're going to have to start looking at it too, because at least in Morgantown, those football Saturdays and basketball days, they bring in a lot of money to the city and the state. And I mean, I know we'll still have the diehards that are going to go tailgate and do shit like that. But, you know, if you start going in these dark ages, people won't go.
No.
People aren't going to pay the money to go. And then you lose revenue there. So I don't know. It's extremely frustrating because it's the complete backfire of what I actually thought was going to happen. But again, it's like for some reason I just all of my like anger is towards the transfer portal.
Yeah, I have to agree with what you're saying. I think the NIL shit without the transfer portal
Isn't bad.
it wouldn't be that bad
No.
at all.
Because then you could have places like I'm trying to think of other teams that are always kind of there, like a West Virginia or like a Kansas State or an Iowa, like those types of schools that are relevant, but they're not like the Ohio States, Alabamas. It could give you that little extra nudge where it's like, hey, you know, yeah, you could go to Texas. You probably won't play. Yeah, you could get whatever, but why not come here, make more money, and start?
And start. Yeah, why not come here? We'll throw you some stacks, and you'll be the starter.
And you'll be the starter.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then again, in today's rules, you could have somebody come in and do that. A coach could say something that offends them or makes them upset, and by the end of the season, they're already across the country to USC.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the layout of it's so fucking garbage. And another thing real quick, it should be a fucking crime that the government can tax bonuses more than regular pay.
I agree.
Did you know
I agree,
when you
too.
get a bonus, they fucking take more taxes out of a bonus rather than a regular paycheck?
No,
I
didn't
didn't
even
know that.
Yes, they do. So I just have a bone to pick with that because that's
You know,
trash.
I agree that is trash.
But
Is that if you receive your bonus like in the form of a paycheck?
well, see what my company does is they make sure to pay it on off weeks because if they added it to another paycheck, it probably wouldn't be taxed. I don't understand,
Like
dude.
my Christmas bonus this year, I was just given a flat number, like it wasn't taxed.
Yeah, see, mine comes in the form of a paycheck, and I'll probably get
Okay.
half of it
Okay,
because of the fucking
that's
because
bullshit.
Uncle Sam.
I haven't gotten my bonus for 2 months.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. But
Well, I mean,
what are you gonna do?
what are you gonna do?
I feel it. But
You're
all
gonna
right,
demand that fucking bonus.
I know, right? But we're still here.
yes,
Here we are.
here we are. But yeah, it's been a time. It's a Wednesday. It feels kind of weird doing it on Wednesday. I'm
It
not gonna
does.
lie. It was I got through it, but for some reason I wasn't in like the fucking like go attitude. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just got all like jittery talking
I'm,
about
like,
WVU
hungry.
sports.
I got hungry,
Just
to
good.
be honest.
I'm
with you.
starving. What am I gonna get for dinner? Oh, I never know.
I'm gonna have some meatballs tonight.
Oh, meatballs are so good.
I don't-
Meatballs.
Some
Maybe I'll get
meatballs.
figurettis. Speaking
That-
of meatballs,
that
There
sounds
you
nice.
go.
Cigarettes. Ooh.
All right, follow me Twitter and Instagram at Juice Fisherman, and make sure to subscribe to the YouTube, the Juicebox Podcast. Thank you.
You can follow me on Instagram at John Theodore Nixon. That's John Theodore Nixon on Instagram. I'm on the Juicebox Podcast Twitter. That's at the Juicebox Pod. That's at the Juicebox Pod. Follow us on Facebook, the Juicebox Podcast. We are not the Diabetes, the Juicebox Podcast.
follow me on Twitter at Bubba Slaughter.
Instagram at pokey.czar. Twitter at pokeyzar. Twitch at pokeyzar. That's ZAR.
Z as in zebra, A as in apple, R as in respects. R as in Reebok.
Don't get it twisted.
Bye-bye.